Today I'm going to share some information to you aquarium owners that could save the lives of your devoted pets. And in this case, it is a problem that can occur on electric water heaters, especially the submersible kind. And what you can do to prevent this disaster from happening to you. So a little backstory: about 3 years ago, I lost all of my frogs due to a malfunctioning aquarium heater. And I happen to know someone whose house burned down as a result of a malfunctioning aquarium heater. See the common theme here. These things are dangerous, and you got to take them very seriously. They're not something that you can just install and just let them run forever. You have to replace them periodically. You have to inspect them for damage and for seal failure. So let's take a look at what I came across. See, now they're happy because they're alive. So, this messy counter. So here is the heater in question. This heater is about 3 years old. This is an Aquarium heater. It's a very common one. You can buy these at Petco, PetSmart, even Walmart sells them, I think. And this one is the submersible variety, and it has a minimum water line of right about here, which I've been pretty good at keeping it at. But the problem is, occasionally the seal on the top of this tube can start to leak. It can fail. It's poorly made. And it can cause water intrusion. And that has already begun. And take a look at the top of this tube. You can see there's moisture trapped inside here, which means that the seal has failed. And it's only a matter of time before water begins to pool at the bottom of it. And I want to show you something else. On the bottom of the tube, inside, in the very bottom, you can see a lot of little particles and debris of what looks like burned things. It appears to be that the mica filament separator is beginning to flake apart. And yeah, now there are safety measures inside these that prevent certain things from happening. Now, one of those is a thermostat, which on this model is adjustable between 68 and 88 degrees. And what can happen is moisture can get trapped inside that thermostat, and it can cause it to be locked in the on position. And I believe that is what happened in my previous heater. This one here hasn't really progressed to that point yet, but there's also fuses. So if this, let's say for example, something goes horribly wrong and there's a short circuit inside the heater, if the resistance is high enough, it should blow the internal fuse. But we're going to take it apart and we're going to see what kind of protective measures are built in. Another thing that could happen is if it's fully submerged, which is designed for, it's designed to be submerged. Sometimes you can install them like this on the bottom of the aquarium, or vertically. Okay. What could happen is water can collect inside there, and under the right circumstances can electrocute your pets. So, alright, so we've gone over why it failed. So this heater, I'm going to suggest I replace this every 2 to 3 years. It's not worth the risk. You know, my little froggies are too precious for that, even though they cost about, literally, these pets, even though I love them and all, they're $5 a piece. So a heater costs twice as much as my frogs. But do you realize how much work goes into raising a little tadpole or a little froglet into a full-grown frog? I mean, come on. You know, they're worth more than that, aren't you? All right. So I want to demonstrate what happens. This is the second part of our little video here. What happens if you do not unplug your heater when you change your water? Let me show you what can happen. We're going to go outside for this one. And I'm going to use my barbecue grill as a surface for demonstration. So let's pretend that this is inside the aquarium box. I'm changing the water, and I have brought it below the water line to about here. Watch this. So things are going to start out normal. Of course, we have a little bit of sunlight, so I can't show you the glowing elements. But right now this thing is heating up. I've got it set to its maximum temperature of 88 degrees. Oh yeah, it's warming up. Heater can't be used anymore anyway, so why not have some fun with it? Alright. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use this laser thermometer to measure its temperature. It's 195 degrees. Now that's already above. Clearly, the way the thermostat works is it heats up the water and it controls the rate of heat dissipation. But without that water, it can easily reach almost 300 degrees, and it's already almost there. So, this thing could easily begin cracking. We're at approximately 240, 235, 305. 305 was my hottest reading. Of course, this is a laser thermometer, so it's pretty precise. But I can already see some color changing inside there. And if this thing blows, I wouldn't be shocked. But it's only been plugged in, mind you, for approximately probably a minute, maybe two, and it's already reaching these temperatures. 307, 270, 213. Look at that. It's insane. That's Fahrenheit, by the way. For those of you Europeans, 126, 138, 143, 120 degrees Celsius. Look at that. After just 2 minutes of being plugged in with no water. This is why you always unplug your heater when you change the water in your tank. Because what will happen is as soon as you start refilling the tank, that water will cause this glass tube to explode. This is a real safety issue that they don't teach you in Aquarium 101, or maybe they do. But, yeah. Will it self-destruct? Absolutely. It was never designed to run at those temperatures for any length of time. I can smell it though. But yeah, that could blow at this point. It could be pressurizing at this point. And you can see there's some discoloration inside the tube. There are built-in protection measures, like there should be a built-in thermistor somewhere in line there that will cut it off if it hits a certain temperature, which is probably why it's not getting any hotter. Let's see what we get. I'm just kind of scanning it here. I think it may have already died, because I'm starting to see lower temperatures. But this is what happens. Now you put water on that thing, oh boy. Not going to be a good time. Yeah, it's dropping temperature. It looks like it burned itself out, fortunately. And that's your best case scenario right there. Because here's the thing. You pour water on that, you fill your tank with water, what's going to happen? It cracks. You now have live 120 volt power going straight into your water. Pretty easy to figure out why that's a problem. Yeah, I think she's dead or dropping. Yeah, 182 is my highest reading so far. Maximum reading was 189. That's in the current cycle, so let's see. Yeah, it's dropping, 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 failing, dying. Yeah, it's dead. So there you go. It'll hit 300 degrees before it pops. Science. Alright, so now that we know what happens when you leave it plugged in during a water change, let's pull it apart and see how it's put together. So, yes, just what I thought, the smoking gun, so to speak. So on the top of the unit, again, this is a current model heater, by the way. These don't get redesigned very often. You can see that there is a rubber plug in the top of this thing that is absolutely leaking. Very slowly, but it is leaking. And you can see evidence of that. There's slime inside there. I don't think I can get this out without breaking the tube, though. Gotta be careful. I should be wearing Kevlar gloves or something. But let's see if I can't pull this out without breaking it. But there's definitely air leaking. Wow. I don't think I can. I don't think it's going to come out for me. But again, you can see there's evidence of water infiltration. 3 years, guys. That's how long this one lasted me. 3 years. Not an ounce longer. Not a day longer than that. Now, this tube is made of Pyrex, which can break into pretty sharp pieces. Probably not real Pyrex. It's probably some knockoff, but, you know. Not having any luck getting it apart. But you get the point. Now, the kind of the type of protections I expect to see in there would be a thermal cutoff resistor, maybe a fuse, and a thermostat. That is pretty much it. Maybe EEEEV blog or whatever the hell his name is can tear one of these down and give us a good engineering analysis and see. But yeah. So I guess the point I'm trying to make with this video is inspect your heaters often, at least every water change. Check for water infiltration. Check for debris buildup on the bottom, which could indicate some internal, not failure, but yeah, something going wrong inside there. And do not leave it plugged in during a water change. That is a very important thing that I just demonstrated. You can easily not only burn your heater out, but you can actually cause damage to the heater, like physical breakage. What's the other thing? And yes, you can, and if that does break for a brief moment, you can send household current right into your aquarium. I'm going to try to find a non-submersible model next. I think I'm done with these submersible units because I just don't trust them anymore, and you can see why. So, but I had a hard time finding one that wasn't submersible. And I guess, you know, another option would, but the thing is, it's kind of hard to not immerse this in water completely because the water line is so high. You know, that's your minimum water line. So, you know, throughout the course of the aquarium's usage, the water will fluctuate. It's for evaporation and water replacement. So you got to be really careful. You can run this non-submerged, but it was intended to be submerged. So that's it for now. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to go out and try to find myself a new heater. I guess I don't need it right now since it is summer. And my frogs like to be around, you know, in the mid-70s temperature-wise. So, and look at them. Look at this. Look at this. I knew this would happen. They love the corners of the tank, and this is a corner they've never been able to snuggle up to. So, so there they are exploring it. You guys. Oh, such a beautiful sound. Not sure if the camera's picking this up or not, but wow. And now to deal with frogs of my own. If the camera didn't pick this up, oh, such a beautiful, all the frogs and crickets and whatever the hell else is going on. They're all chirping and sounding off like crazy out there. So I picked up a new heater, a couple of filter cartridges. I like these AquaClear or Fluval ammonia filters. These things actually really help remove cloudiness in the water and keep the water just that much clearer for a longer period of time without the use of additives. The miracle of filtration. I picked up this Eheim 100 watts, which is the size for the tank that I have. I have a 20-gallon long tank, and a 100-watt heater is all I need. Maintains the water between 65 and 93 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a German-made heater. I'm not sure. I mean, I've owned a German car before, and I'm not sure if that is a good or a bad thing, but in the terms of reliability in German cars, well, that's the subject of another video. Anyway, so yeah, this cost about 40 bucks, and but hey, I need it, especially for the winter months when I keep the house at a lower temperature. Anyway, let's take a look at the new heater. Again, this is a fully submersible. All the heaters they seem to sell these days are fully submersible. In the old days, I don't think submersible heaters were a thing. I know that my first aquarium heater was made by Radiant. At least that was the name on it. And it was not submersible. Wow, look at the size of this thing. This is impressive. Look at that. Big. Really big. Look at that. It's huge. That's the size I need. Let's compare that to the new or the old one. Is it still in the trash here? Yeah, there it is. Let's take a look at the old one. And look at that. Look at the size difference. Now this one cost me like 20 bucks. This one was 40. Amazing. Very interesting. So hopefully it works better. Hopefully it fits in the tank. Jesus. Let's see. Caution. Suitable only for household use. Well, duh. Made in Germany. Eheim. Look at that thing. It's a massive heater. Huh. Wow. Let's see if it fits in the tank. So what do you get for that extra money? Well, you get quite a bit. For example, the design is double insulated, so it insulates on the inside of the tube and on the outside, whereas my cheapo Aquarium heater only sealed from the inside. So the other thing it also offers is automatic shutoff when removed from water. I'm not sure how that works, but hey, whatever. Shatterproof glass, includes clamp. But yeah, that's a better design overall, I think. But I'm a little concerned because it doesn't seem to fit in my tank. And oh yeah, it's also you can also calibrate it. But it really sticks out too far, and it's all the way in. I can't go any. It's actually touching the bottom of the glass. So I'm not sure how well this one's going to work out. I might have to cut a bigger hole in my aquarium lid to make room for it, which I can do. It's not a big deal, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't have to. And it has an orange indicator to signify that it is on. And that appears to be a fluorescent lamp. So just for those of you lamp enthusiasts. Aw, I just missed it. She just surfaced for air, inhaled deeply, and yeah. Anywho, yeah, I'll be tearing this filter down very soon. I need to, I think I put too much salt in the water. I use a little bit of freshwater aquarium salt, which has helped deal with bloating issues and other health-related problems in these little frogs, but I think it's evaporating, and maybe I used too much. But anyway, I got to tear that filter down and clean it. But I just did a water change, so I'm going to wait maybe about a week or so. I'll probably do it next weekend. I'll tear the filter down. I'm going to leave the first 3 stages in place. I'm going to replace the actually, I should just do that now. I'm going to put a new bio stage in there, and then and let it regenerate bacteria. So we'll get rid of this biofilter, and I'll put a new one in there. And now that, you know, we'll let the water do its thing, and then next week we'll put a new a fourth stage. I actually run 4 stages. Sometimes I'll do mechanical, chemical, which is the charcoal filter, bio, which is that, and ammonia. I might put that in now. We'll see. I'll figure it out. Alright, well that's it for now. Remember, keep an eye on your heaters, because when they go bad, they kill. Side note, this is a pre-cut out section of this aquarium hood, and it's a little bit too big. My frogs can easily get through that. So I'm going to have to cover this with something, maybe cut a piece of scrap plastic or something, and that'll take care of that. Alright, keep on swimming. Oh yeah, real quick, I never replace more than 1 filter stage at a time. And the reason I do that is because it allows some of the bacteria that is beneficial to the filtration process to kind of remain in the filter media. And as you replace 1 stage at a time, that bacteria will recolonize in the stage that was replaced. It's kind of like if in the IT field, when you replace a RAID drive, a drive that's part of an array, you can replace 1 or 2 drives at a time, depending on the configuration, but you can't replace more than that, because that data has to be copied to the drive that's been replaced to maintain redundancy. And that's kind of how these filter stages work. Like, I'll do the mechanical filtration on 1 cleaning cycle, and then I'll do the chemical stage on the next cycle, and then I'll do... That way I'm not wiping out all the beneficial bacteria in one shot. Also, that's why I never do the filter and the water change at the same time. I usually wait a week or 2. Sometimes I'll go as long as a month in between, and I'll do one, then the other, then one, then the other. That way you're not creating such an environmental shock that it causes you to end up having to re-establish the aquarium, and that's how you keep your water clear without the use of harsh chemicals, at least in my experience. Your mileage may vary, but I've had great luck doing it this way for approximately 5 or 6 years that I've owned an aquarium. So I've had pretty good luck with that, with my methods. Anyway, again, your mileage may vary, and there are different opinions other than mine, and my opinions are not, it's just how I do it, and it works for me. And I'm not being paid to say this, but I swear to God, the Aqua Clear filter made by Fluval is the best filter you can buy. It's inexpensive. It's $41 for this particular version, which is good for up to 30 gallons is what it's rated for. And it's one of the best filters for the money. The cartridges aren't that expensive. These are $2 or $3 a piece. Not a bad deal. And it's reliable. Reliable, and you'll never have to buy a new filter. You just buy the media as needed. The rest of it will run forever. I promise. And I'm not getting paid to say this.